Hello! Today we're going to be talking about social constructionism and postmodern psychology. My name is Laura Lee Trujillo, and today I'm going to start off by giving you an idea. Imagine waking up in a world where everything you believe to be true about yourself and others in society was shaped to not by something universally true, but by conversation and culture and history. This is the essence of social constructionism and postmodern psychology. Both challenge the idea that there is a single and objective reality. Instead, they argue that reality is co-created through language and social interaction and cultural influence. So let's do a deep dive into what social constructionism is. Social constructionism suggests that much of what we consider true, normal, is actually a product of human agreement. The postmodern self, as viewed through social constructionism, is not an essence or a singular entity, but a product of culture, language, and a social practice. Instead of a unified self, we continuously construct our identity through interactions, making it a fragment, shifting the dynamic. In today's world, we are influenced by many different things: social media, technology. In social constructionism, we are always in the process of being shaped and influenced. For example, let's take mental health diagnoses. Labels like depression, ADHD exist because society has constructed these definitions around certain behaviors. But these definitions have shifted over time and across many different cultures. So it's important to remember that in social constructionism, things shift over time and change over time. Now, when it comes to social constructionism, there are some key principles that we have to remember. Reality is constructed through language and interaction. Truth is not absolute, but socially agreed upon. Knowledge is historical and culturally specific. Example, the concept of mental illness varies across cultures and time periods. Now let's do a deep dive about what postmodern psychology is. Postmodern psychology embraces pluralism, the idea that multiple perspectives can exist simultaneously. Unlike traditional psychology, which seeks universal theories of human behavior. Now here on the slides, you could see that I have included two pictures. The one on the left of the screen, you could see it has different mix match of styles. And if you pay attention to the different forms and aesthetics, this is a postmodern modernist architecture. So they believe that it's kind of less is boring, and the more the better. And to the right, you could see that I've included kind of an example. Pre-modern is kind of simple, very simple, with just like the period, the dot. Modern is a line with an arrow, very simple. And then postmodern is a range of different things. You can see the different styles, the surprising ways, and different things like that. Now, let's talk about the different approaches in postmodern psychology. Think of narrative therapy, where individuals are encouraged to rewrite their life stories rather than accept their fixed diagnoses or identities. Narrative therapy is based on the idea that people's stories in their lives through meanings they're assigned to this experience. Individuals develop negative or limiting stories, such as seeing themselves as failures or victims. This therapy helps them rewrite these narratives and come up with a better story. The next one is relations and dialogical psychology. This approach emphasizes that meaning of co-construction through relationship and dialogue rather than existing independently with an individual. And then this one is my favorite. This is deconstruct of power and identity. This one challenges labels like normal and abnormal. This one deconstructs the concept of therapy, and it helps individuals break free from the oppression of these labels and redefine their identity on their own terms. This approach really aligns with the critical therapy, critical psychology. Right, about that. Now, we might be asking ourselves, well, why is this even important and why does this matter? Well, postmodern psychology and social constructionism is really important because it encourages inclusivity by recognizing diverse experiences, and it questions traditional psychological labels and diagnoses. It also opens the door for collaborative therapy and for client empowerment in therapy. Now, these ideas push us to question authority and be critical of experts knowledgeable and recognize that people's experiences are shaped by social context. It makes us realize that our environment and the things around us really do influence our day-to-day lives, and it makes us more knowledgeable of these things. Now, social constructionism and postmodern psychology, they really do remind us that our beliefs and our identities and even our emotions are not set in stone. They are shaped by culture, history, and relationship and what's around us. We open ourselves in new ways of thinking, healing, and understanding one another. And by understanding our surroundings, we can better understand ourselves. Just want to say thank you for listening, and